Give it a second.
What is up, guys? It's Twin Soul Poets. We are your go-to couple for love and relationship advice,
Dope spoken word poetry,
and
uplifting content
like guided meditations, live, helping you to attract and manifest deep, soulful love into your life. That's what we are all about on this channel. If you are into that, hit the like button now. If you're in here, say something in the chat. We like to welcome everyone. Last week we were super international with our crowd, and we're really excited to get this going again today. Hello, Kiko. Kiko is one of our regulars. And yes, so this is the third week that we have been doing these Sunday meditations live. And if you are familiar with what we've been doing, you know how awesome and how powerful this is when we come together to put our collective intention, our creative focus as a group on one shared intention. It is powerful. What it does is it amplifies and strengthens exponentially the power of our creative focus, right? There's a book that I talked about last time by Lynn McTaggart called The Power of Eight, where that goes into great detail on the power of collective intentioning. And so even if we're not sitting together in the same room, we're coming in, tuning in together live from all around the world. Our collective power is just magnifying what we're doing here today. So we're going to do another amazing visualization for you guys and for each other, really. You know, part of the power of this is not just focusing on your own intentions, right? But thinking about actively all of the other beautiful souls and hearts that are in this digital space together, and opening your heart, holding space for those people's shared intentions, because there is a reverberation effect when, and it's actually very easy sometimes to visualize and manifest for other people, because typically our ego does not have the same resistance that we do sometimes, that we have to work through when we're visualizing, trying to manifest for ourselves. Sometimes the ego comes in and is like, yeah, that feels great, that visualization you're working on, but how am I going to do that? How are we going to create this? How are we going to get that nice mid-century modern house that you're visualizing? Well, that's out of reach right now. Is that really realistic? Our ego does that for our own dreams sometimes, right? And we have to find ways to work around that. That's something we do in our private coaching sessions with our clients, is figuring out what belief systems or fear systems or old patterns of thinking might be in the way as blocks. But the cool thing about this, when we're working together with a group, is that we get to visualize for each other. We get to hold space for others' dreams. And with that, there's usually zero resistance. I can listen to amazing intentions and dreams for other people in the space, and it's easy for me to see that being done for you. And that is powerful, right? Because our creative intentioning, we are all co-creating this life experience together. And when we get to visualize for others, it really actually reverberates and comes back to you, right? That intentioning comes back to you and helps you create your own dreams as well.
I mean, he kind of said it all. I feel like I could go downstairs and get a snack or something to let him handle this. Yeah, it's really good to have you all back. So awesome to see, like, people say had an amazing effect last week. Definitely welcome you to share more about that, because that's what we were explaining, is like, as you continue to show up for yourself like this, you'll see the reverberating effects of committing to yourself, of showing up for a group as well, like really giving in that way and holding space for others. It's really empowering. And it's a great way to, like, by giving to others, by showing up for someone else, you're also charging up yourself. So I'm really excited about this one, guys. It's going to be a little bit different for those of you who were at the past two. This is going to be a visualization, a really fun visualization we're going to do. We're going to lead in the same way as we did getting into our heart space. Before we do that, a couple of things we want to mention. We like kind of teased a little bit about this group coaching that is coming in January that we are super excited about. We've already gotten some interest from when we talked about it last week. But yeah, we are going to be doing group coaching. If you have been thinking about working with us, if you've been feeling like you're ready to manifest and attract love in the new year, if you're really enjoying these meditations and you're wanting to go deeper and really go this year and get your energy into a space where you're just magnetizing in the love that's meant for you, definitely get the information about this group. There's only 10 spaces available because we don't want to start too big, and make sure.
We're already getting a couple inquiries. We're already getting a couple people reserving spots. So make sure that you contact us. How are they contacting us, babe?
So easiest way is probably just send us a message on Instagram, Twin Soul Poets on Instagram too. And we'll get right back to you and let you know the next steps for that. You can also send us an email. I'll put it in the chat. You can send us an email as well and we'll respond to you there. But yeah, this is the time to let us know if you are interested. We are starting to get the list together because we really want people in this who are really ready to supercharge their love life, who are really ready to dive in deep here.
Yeah, so anyone that is looking for a spot in that small group of 10 to regularly meet together like this, come together as a mastermind and magnetize deep, soulful love into your life, email us or send us a DM on Instagram, like Ingrid said, and just tell us your name and also what you are hoping to get out of that course, right? Like, what is your intention coming into it? Because we want to make sure that your intention is in alignment with what we are all about. And what we're really about is getting yourself into alignment with the energy of being in love. We believe that love is a state of being. And when we align ourselves with that state of being, that really love is present all around, then it's the difference between being and doing, right? Being is realizing that you are embodying the thing that which you are searching for. And when you are being in love, then it's natural that you find others coming to you that want to be in love with you. You are now in love with, the partner that is right for you and is in alignment with really your true self, because at the core of our heart's being, we are all beings of love, right? And so that's really what we're about. So send us a message, send us an email if you are into this and you are into the idea of creating together. That's what we're going to be doing in the new year. We're super hyped. These spots are going to be going fast, so definitely get in while you can.
And then the last thing before we get going, if you are interested in being put into this meditative space, if you want your vision held by this group, whoever shows up today is who's meant to be here. Whoever stays in the room is who's meant to stay in the room with us. This is the energy every week is different. So if you feel called to get your name literally said and spoken into this space, we believe we have started up the super chat option. So
it's finally available. We were mentioning it the last couple of weeks, but we didn't even,
and it was not activated.
So this is a new thing. We're doing new things coming up in 2023. So we're learning live on the fly with you guys. But yeah, it is actually an option. So what super chat does, that's a way for you guys to support us, right? So one of our goals that we're visualizing and attracting, we have on our vision board, is bringing our Twin Soul Poets business and the things that we offer to you guys, that we offer to the world, as a full-time job, right? And by doing things like even just liking and subscribing to our channel, that really does help our channel grow. Like, it's not just like a little
thing people just
throwaway
say.
thing that
really,
people
really
say. It really actually does help our content get put in front of more eyes. And if you're in here showing up repeatedly, do you really understand the value of spreading this energy and vibration of love throughout the planet? It really does, like,
so much
change the world. And we believe in the value of that. So that really makes a difference. But also, if you want to go the extra mile and really help us to get to that place where we're able to, pay for our business costs. One thing we're as a short-term goal is getting a new webcam, right? So we can have a really nice looking picture for you guys while we're doing these live
Yeah.
streams. That's something that we'll be funding with these super chat donations. Super chat is like I think there's options on how much you can donate, but of the fun way that we're making it engaging for you guys is you'll see when we get that new live uh, webcam. But the other way, like Ingrid mentioned, we'll have a space and time at the end of today's meditation where we will go through and read all of the super chats and incorporate those into the meditation that we are doing live, speaking the name into the space out loud and putting those vibrations and echoes out into the space so everyone can hold the
Yes.
space for your dream.
Dreams, yeah. And just a little note on how to do the super chat. You can pick anything. Oh yeah, Dark Night of the Soul. I've been there. It's okay. There, it's a part of the spiritual journey. And thank you for showing up for yourself anyway, because that takes a
Yes.
lot of energy. So like, it doesn't matter where you're at in your journey. You're here, and that's awesome. And whatever you need, I was just gonna say, it can be a vision for love. One thing we want to say is to keep it focused on how you want to feel,
Hmm.
what you want to intend within the relationship. As you know, we don't focus on a specific person. Hello, Hannah. A specific person, but we focus around the vision. How do you want
Hmm.
to feel? Who do you want to be? Put that in the super chat. Put that in your message, and that's what we'll focus on. And then trusting that whoever's in alignment with that's going to show up. For those of you
Yes.
who've been with us a long time, you know that's our mantra, and that's really what we work from. And you can add in anything, but it doesn't have to even just be about love. It could just be well-being right now, getting through this dark night of the soul, getting there are gifts in dark nights of the soul, by the way, that can
Yeah.
really nourish you, that can be such powerful like elements to help in your growth. And speaking from experience of both of us having been through real dark nights of the soul,
Yeah.
there is gold in there.
And I wanted to speak on that too because Ingrid and I actually met right after kind of both of us had sort of been in a individual dark night of the soul ourselves, and sort of that period of where we were sort of coming out of that was when we actually met.
Mm,
So I want you guys to realize that if you're ever experiencing anything like this, Marriednificent man was the one mentioning their dark night of the soul. Realize that a lot of times that is it like a dark night of the soul, or is it an awakening period? Is it really a period of getting to know yourself? Something we've really come to believe is that a lot of times this shadow work or dark night of the soul, this period of going into the darkness or into the cave, it's really part of like the hero's journey, is part of the journey that all of us go through in life at some point. But the thing is, shadow work is not just about facing your fears and going through the muck and the difficulties of life. It's also about when you go into that cave, into that darkness, you also find your true self there. Because not only do our fears hide in the darkness, hide in the cave, and our deepest seated fears and challenges, but our true self, our true heart hides there, because we often live in a world, in this 3D density world, where it doesn't feel safe to do this, right? And to reveal our hearts, to reveal our true selves to the world. So we learn different ways of protecting that, of sort of closing ourselves off. And that's natural. That's almost like it's almost needed at sometimes, because if it was just so easy to be open hearted all the time, we would all be doing it all the time, right? Because that's ultimately it feels best. But we learn ways of protecting ourselves because of that. So I think that's a really important point to remember about the dark night of the soul, is it really is, you're finding yourself there too. And
mm,
it does require being able to sit with
right.
some of those scary fears and things too. But the gold that you get out of it is this deep, deep connection with your true self, your true heart. And that is really at the core of the kind of work that we do
Yes.
here in these live meditations, also in our private coaching, and soon in this group coaching. So I really I love you guys for showing up. I he's saying, I've faced a lot of fears and I've embraced a lot of my darkness. I already have met my twin, but I'm on my way and I think I'm close to union. Beautifully, yes. And, that is part of the path, right? Like getting to know ourselves is kind of the same as getting to know your twin flame if you're into twin flames and you really embrace that idea a lot. Ingrid and I, if you've watched a lot of our content, believe and trust that we are twin flames and that we have part of our mission together is doing this kind of work, helping others to find powerful love in their life. It's always felt like the universe is sort of pushing us to do that in many different ways. There's lots of synchronicities involved in twin flame like dynamics and relationships. So if you've been doing these live meditations with us and anything wild and synchronistic and really cool and exciting has shown up for you in the past couple weeks, let us know that
Definitely
in the
share it.
chat. We saw
Well,
somebody
I just
was
want to
saying,
share too. I see someone talking about an old friend coming back into their life. It's really interesting when you start doing this work and you start focusing on aligning how things fall into place around you. When you stop putting the power on everything outside of you, how you can see the exact reflection of how you're working internally. So,
mhm,
like it's as we mentioned last
life
week,
is a
it's
mirror.
not compartmentalized either. Just because we're focusing on love and relationships doesn't mean you won't see another area of your life improve. Someone had
Mhm,
mentioned wealth last week, like someone had mentioned health, like all of those things are touched and affected. And sometimes it's easier to focus on the thing that feels better to you or is easier to you and just allow it to touch all the other aspects of your life.
yeah.
So
And life really is a mirror reflecting back to us our beliefs and expectations and the energy that we're vibrating on. So that's why we're really working on trying to align ourselves with the vibration and belief systems that are in alignment with our highest good, our version of us that is just in this energy of love and like totally resonating with it, totally just vibing on it, man. And I wanted to also say, if you hear any a little while ago, you might have heard some we one synchronicity that is pretty
go get him.
wild for us. Yeah, get him. Um that if you hear any of that at any point during this live stream or meditation, that is our little French bulldog named Hamilton that Ingrid got years before meeting me. If you don't know already, my name is Hamilton. She she got this little guy and named him Hamilton a couple years before even meeting me. So these are the kinds of weird synchronicity. Like we start dating and I'm going to pick her up from our first date and I'm like, her dog's name is Hamilton?
Right, it's the
What?
original Hamilton.
You
That's
know,
what he knows. He knows he's the first one.
yeah.
And this is the one this is my family's French. And like it was just so cool because we could not settle in on the name. And then we were trying all these different names. And I remember I was sitting in a restaurant one day and I swear like the name just came down into my head. And I was like, how about Hamilton? And that
Yeah.
was the first time that everybody was like, yeah, that's great. I love it. It was just, it was done. It was Hamilton. So it was like this
Yep.
premonition that it was coming in.
Yeah.
So
So if you
very,
know anything about Frenchies, they're kind of like little noise machines. If you hear it while you're meditating, just let it be like some white noise,
it's just
some
adding to the energy. He's adding a lot of powerful intentions and healing energy and
yeah.
to the group for sure. So if that's, I think that's all of the
Yeah.
things in the beginning we want to share. I feel like Hamilton's on fire today. Also, I feel like he's just
Wow.
like I just was like letting him roll because he's just giving y'all a lot of good gems. So I hope you guys are listening and taking this in.
And I want to thank you guys for showing up because this really is, I feel on fire because I feel the excitement. I feel the energy of everyone in this space, even when it's just a handful of people, right? Like that really feeds me to be able to create a space that can be shared with such a beautiful intention as creating more love on the planet. Like, man, that feels really good to be doing. So I appreciate you guys for showing up. I appreciate you guys for supporting us. Definitely when we get to the point of the meditation, where if you want to put your visions into this visualization and have us verbalize it out loud, because out loud, speaking things out loud, like I always pray out loud. There's like in the Native American tradition, they talk a lot about like the power of praying out loud. So if you want your visions and intentions to be spoken out loud in this video for others to receive and hold space for, the super chat is the way to do that. We appreciate and love you guys so much ahead of time, even for just being here.
Yes, and also being the first, handful of people before it's 500 people, and you can say that you were there when it
Hey,
was
yes.
7. It's like it's so cool to like be on this growth journey with you, and
Yeah.
then at the point where we've got all of these a big space of people, you all will have been in the first group of energy that came together to create this awesome, beautiful space.
And the one other thing, if you guys want to hold space for one of our visions while we're doing this today, we are visualizing short term getting to 3,000 subscribers. We are visualizing having a full group of 10 in our group coaching, um, coming up in the new year.
And the
And
right people to like
yeah,
come in. Whoever's
the
meant to
exact
be in
right
this
people.
group in January to be coming in.
Yes. And we are visualizing 100,000 subscribers. Oh yeah, we're shooting big time in 2023. And that feels really good. So I think we are ready to
Yeah.
be mm, getting into our heart space, right? To begin to connect our hearts today with this beautiful intention to just be love, not only to receive love and share in the energy of love, but to also be a vessel for love and for truth, and learning courageously how to speak our truth and to embody love in our day to day life, right? Being in love is not just about finding the perfect partner. It's about finding and noticing the love that is all around us all the time. This energy of divine love that really is the spark of all life and the truth of all life. We see it in nature, we see it everywhere. And when we are really looking at the world through the eyes of love, we can see the value, the inherent value of each and every person we interact with throughout our day. And so that is the energy that we are beginning to connect with right now. And I want to invite you to get yourself comfortable. Take a few deep, clearing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Exhaling if you want to make a noise. Just releasing any distractions, any worries from the day, any stress. Thinking about your whole body relaxing. Another deep breath in. Think about breathing into your belly as your belly expand, and then exhale. And one more deep breath all the way down to the belly. Breathing in relaxation, breathing in peace, and exhaling. And now let's tune into our heart space. Let's bring your attention, your focus into that place on the left side of your chest. Sometimes it helps to place your hand there and just feel and notice your heartbeat. What does that heart rhythm sound like and feel like as it's bumping, bumping in your chest? Is it beating slow? Is it beating fast? Does it feel excited? Does it feel sad, longing? Just connecting with your own heart. Does it feel peaceful? Going deeper, see if you can really visualize stepping inside of your heart and seeing as you're feeling that pulse, seeing the walls on all four sides of you just pulsing, pulsing with that rhythm. As you're really sinking into this heart space, notice that as you're looking at the walls, pulsing, that the answers to any question you could ever have are written inside the walls of this heart space. And just sit down here, get comfortable, and sit in the stillness that is inside of your heartbeat. The work that we are doing together is not about learning something new, discovering some magic answer. It's really about remembering all the beautiful truths that you already know and you have known for a long, long time. And we get to remember those things when we come here into the heart. Feel that pulsing heart energy moving through your whole body. See if you can feel your heartbeat in your fingertips. Feeling your heartbeat in your gut, pulsing, pulsing. Heart chakra expanding. Can you feel it all the way down in your ankles? Breathing into that. So our heart chakra is expanding. Sometimes it almost feels like it's your body starts to rock with that pulsing rhythm. Just allowing and noticing how the energy feels through your whole body, reaching all the way back up. And you feel that heartbeat in the temples of your forehead, pulsing, pulsing. This is your unique energy signature, always vibrating off of you energetically. Our heart chakras are fully activated now from head to toe. Now sending this heartbeat, this heart pulsing energy out mindfully to connect with all of the hearts all across the world who are in this space this evening or wherever time of day it is for you right now, connecting in this now live. Even if you're tuning into this live stream after the fact, we're connecting our now with your now. You are here right now, and every part of every timeline and time and space is really just one big right now. Feeling the truth of that, connecting our hearts all together because really we are all one. And so you connecting with your inner peace and inner love and being love is connecting others with their sense of inner peace and love. It's making peace and love accessible to all the hearts and souls on the planet. Some of the most powerful work that you can do for others is to find this place of peace and love for yourself. Creates a space where others can step into as well. That is what we are doing here today. We are grateful for all of you who are stepping into this with us. And from this space, from this beautiful intention, we will now step into visualizing and specifying to the universe, this universe that acts like a mirror, a grand cosmic mirror, always reflecting back to us whatever we are vibrating and putting out there to the universe. The universe says a great big yes and sends it back to us tenfold. So now, from this place of peace and love, we are specifying to the universe, this is what we are creating. This is what I want my life to look like. This is the kind of love I am saying yes to. We're going to paint that beautiful picture today together with the power of collective intention. If you would like your intentions to be part of this picture we are painting, we will give space for that. When Ingrid is done with her piece, with that, we will begin.
Thank you, Hamilton, for helping to set such a beautiful space. And I hope everyone is feeling it like I am, just feeling more settled and more relaxed in your body and your mind and spirit. And I want to also include a really beautiful practice that we learned, a Taoist practice that we learned from Jade Lotus, who we did an interview with in our most recent video, who has an amazing course as well that she offers. And the practice is called Smiling to Your Heart. So this outer smile that I encourage you to have on your face throughout this process, because that energy of joy and happiness really does help to bring in and to align with the kind of visualizations we're doing today. But taking that smile, that feeling of the smile, and sending it to your heart, smiling to your heart, feeling that smile in your chest, to introduce us to this guided visualization here. And I want to remind you to trust whatever comes in today. Whatever comes to you is for you. And remembering that if anything doesn't make complete sense now, that it will eventually. It may make sense tomorrow or when you actually meet the person. I've had many things that became very clear once Hamilton and I met, that I was visualizing and meditating on long before we came together. So just trusting this process, and thank you for trusting us to guide you through it. And today we're actually going to step into a future experience. We're going to step into a reality that on some levels already exists. And this is a date, going on a date with this person who is coming to you. So I want to imagine that you're at home getting ready for this date. Maybe they're coming to pick you up, or perhaps you're going to get them, whichever excites you the most. Want to see yourself going through your clothes. Find something that makes you feel really good. Imagine what colors you're wearing, what the outfit looks like. Look at yourself in the mirror. You can try on a few different things till you find the thing that feels just right, makes you feel confident and truly authentic, something that really reflects who you are. Try to think it as dressing for who you are rather than dressing for someone else. But because of that, it's very magnetizing and attractive and sexy. And once you feel satisfied with what you have on, I want you to feel the anticipation and excitement of seeing your person, of seeing your very special person, of connecting with this great love that has come into your life. If you're going to pick them up, imagine getting into your car or walking to where they are. If they're coming to you, imagine seeing their car pull up or hearing the doorbell ring. These are just suggestions. I want you to allow whatever visualization comes through and feels right to you to speak to you, to inform this experience, because you are pulling from a reality, a potential that we're now raising our vibration collectively to connect to. Give it all the sensory levels and layers that you can, from smells and tastes and touch and sound to the energy between you. Now, I want to imagine that you're at their door or they're at your door, and the excitement of reaching out to grab the handle and having the door open or opening the door yourself. And I want you to see them there before you. If there's a smile on your face, like I always say, you know you're tapping into something powerful here. Now imagine whatever interaction feels best. They just give you a big hug, kiss on the face. Maybe they say something really sweet to you. Just let your imagination play in this moment to just embrace and enjoy this moment of connection. And you just feel the rush of, I remember when I was wanting this so much, and here it is. They're here. How awesome is this? How much gratitude is just overflowing your heart? How much it has changed you, the person you've been inspired to come, how much you've been inspired to give and share with this love and what you're now creating together. It's so powerful. Now, if you've chosen to take this person out, imagine you telling them that you've got a surprise for them. And if someone has come to pick you up, imagine that they're surprising you. I want you to go with them, whether you're getting in a car, walking together, or maybe even getting on a plane. There's no limits to what kind of experience you might be having here. Allow whatever wants to come through to come through. Maybe they're jet setting you somewhere. Where are you going? Where are you taking them, or where are they taking you? Maybe it's somewhere beautiful in nature, an amazing, secluded spot that they know about with the most breathtaking views of a beautiful lake or a mountain range. Maybe it's an amazing dinner with 5 courses and all the most delicious, sumptuous food you've ever had. Maybe they're flying you to Paris to go shopping. Maybe you're taking them on an adventure around the city to all your favorite spots. Just allow your imagination to be free. Imagine all the spaces in between. Being in the car together, maybe listening to your favorite music, sharing artists that you love. Imagine reaching out for each other's hands at the same time. The way it feels to be so in sync and surrounded by synchronicity. Allow the excitement of being with them to bring a smile to your face. It should be so real and vivid to you that you can smell them. You know that unique scent of the person that you love. There's nothing quite like that. Maybe they wear a perfume or cologne that you love. Just really allow yourself to play in this vision. Maybe you're hiking, maybe you're apple picking in a beautiful orchard. Maybe the scenes change. Just trust this flow. And through all of this beautiful excitement and maybe dancing, maybe eating, maybe playing, maybe doing rock climbing together, whatever it was that came to you, I want you to imagine a moment where they stop and just look at you. And I want you to hear them tell you the benefit that you've brought into their lives. I want you to hear them tell you the goodness of you. And allow yourself to receive it fully. So much of the time, we can tell other people what's wonderful about them, but when someone tries to give us a compliment or tell us why we're worthy, it's harder to receive. So, in this moment where we're completely safe in this heart space, just breathe it in. Breathe in what they're saying to you with gratitude. And I just want you to take a few more moments to see any other scenes or hear any other words that they'd like to say, or for you to share anything you want them to know. Because connections start long before the physical that we feel and see. There are energetic ties and connections that are always present. So you can send love and appreciation and gratitude now for the love that's on its way. And just a few more moments to enjoy this space, knowing you can always come and create different scenarios. And I'm happy to guide you through them and share some of the ones that I did before I met Hamilton, because it really put me into the anticipation and excitement and the feeling place of having love in my life. Now I want you to imagine the date winding down. Maybe you've watched the sunset or the sunrise. Maybe your plane has landed back where you live. Maybe they're pulling up to your house or you're dropping them off. Maybe you lean in to kiss them, or they lean into you, or you lean in at the same time, like when Hamilton and I were on a date, true story, and leaned in to kiss each other. And the moment that we kissed, fireworks went off across the street from us.
Literally.
Couldn't have timed it better if we tried. It was pretty amazing. Imagine synchronicity like that just following you around wherever you go, but feeling the warmth and excitement and the bliss of this kiss, this connection, or this hug, or whatever it is, whatever intimacy and closeness that feels right to you. And thanking them for their presence, thanking yourself for showing up, for committing a little bit of time today to love. Take a deep breath as you watch them go, or they watch you go. And feeling so excited because you'll get to see them again tomorrow or in a couple of days.
And while we're still in this energy of visualization, seeing all of the scenes of the state, painting a vivid picture, now is a great time to come into the live chat and use that little icon. If those who are interested in doing this and haven't figured it out yet, there's a little dollar bill icon on the right hand side of where you add your chat, and that's where the super chat option is. And any super chats that come in now in this time, we will speak those intentions and visions into this live meditation. So we will be holding space for any of those right now for a few minutes. Otherwise, just continuing to see the scene, letting these visions of love just play like a movie, and really focusing on feeling it, feeling in your body, like Ingrid said, activating as many of your five senses as you can in this vision to really bring it into your body right now. Funny thing is, our bodies, intelligence, sense of knowing doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality, what we call reality. Our bodies experience it as real, responds with feelings and emotions, and changing the body's chemistry based on what we see in our mind's eye, what we believe, what we speak as true. The universe says yes, our bodies say yes. So we can literally come out of a meditation like this as a different person. Our bodies have responded and changed to the things we are creating in this moment together. And when we do it together, it becomes even more powerful. Just giving a few more moments for anyone who would like to contribute to this vision. Again, we're super grateful for any contributions coming in, because it helps us to grow our visions of offering things like this more, being able to make this more of a full-time focus for our time and attention. Ingrid and I really want to just be, and will be, and are creating in this way more and more. Thank you for everyone here for holding space for our visions as well.
And I just want everyone to take a deep breath in and start to just come back into your body. Start to just sense yourself a bit. I know that when I go in deep meditation, I definitely feel like I'm out of body. I'm traveling and experiencing different aspects of reality and of myself. So just continuing to move around a little bit. If you haven't already, whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Just definitely taking a few breaths, moving around, coming back into the space. So as always, we leave space. And I do want to point out, I know earlier someone had said that they were having trouble activating the super chat. So we'll definitely look into that too, to see if there's anything on our end that we can do to help with that. But I just want to also invite anyone to share any experiences they had during that meditation. Again, anytime we share our experiences in a group, you'll often realize that sometimes you may have had something that experience has helped somebody else, or you might have had an insight that somebody else needs to hear. So I really encourage you all to, whenever you're showing up, especially if you've been doing this for a couple weeks now, to share, like you did in the beginning. Some of you guys shared some great things and some vulnerable things. And that really can help, for the person, for example, who shared about their dark night of the soul. There may be someone else here who's also experiencing that and wasn't ready to share that in this space. But by you sharing, it lets them know they're not alone. It lets them know that there are other people who are also going through similar things. So I just want to open it up for a couple minutes. If anyone wants to say anything they shared, I really appreciate it.
Beautiful.
Yes, abundance is on its way to you. And I think that
affirming that,
having having that gratitude now ahead of it showing up is a very, I think, powerful perspective to have. And just knowing, and to even say that when it does, I'm sharing, like, what an awesome thing to know that you're going to share that abundance as soon as you get it. Like, I think that's kind of the new way of being that's starting to come onto this planet. Or maybe the very old way of being that we're getting back to, this age of Aquarius kind of consciousness.
And abundance shows up in many different ways, right? So offering appreciation and noticing and coming into group spaces and acknowledging little ways that abundance shows up, little ways that love shows up, even if you're just like, could be little signs that felt synchronistic to you, but when we recognize those and share them, the universe likes to be recognized and appreciated for the little breadcrumbs it leaves you, right? And it encourages the universe to send you more of those things, right? So we have often liked to carry around little notebooks of writing down.
Bless you.
Oh my goodness.
Look, bless you.
Yes, blessings upon me.
See, because you're sneezing, that means that you're about to get some blessings. Get as creative as you want with this. Like, I for me, it's like I'm gonna find anything that I can to affirm that things are working for me, because it can be hard sometimes, right? I mean, something doesn't go the way you thought, but it's like when you can find any little thing to be affirming love. When I was wanting to manifest love, let me tell you what. Bless you all too. When I would be like, oh, look, that license plate says love now. That means my love is coming now. Oh, look, this. I found this poem on the ground that says, like, I would find any reason to affirm that love was near to me. And I'm telling you all, it's a really powerful practice to do.
Check out our videos that are called, what was it called? The twin flame scavenger hunt, or twin flame.
Oh, I don't remember the title of it. I'll have to put it. I'll put it, we'll put it in the comments of this video once the live has ended and it goes to a regular video we can watch. We will put the link to that video, because we did have a really cool process called the twin flame scavenger hunt that kind of will put you into that exact energy of finding those affirmations of love all around you.
It was a really fun exercise and a way to help you to notice all the signs of love that might be all around you that maybe we just don't even notice or walk right by typically on a day-to-day. So this that video describes a really cool way that you can start to really take note of those things and appreciate them and start to create more of it.
I love this comment of felt complete joy in my heart, felt so much more at ease. Thank you. I'm finding that too. Hamilton and I have been being more consistent about meditating daily, and especially starting your day that way or ending your day that way. Starting with that sense of peace and ease about things. Like if I had been feeling anxious, it's been full moon, and for us, the full moons definitely be hitting different. But taking that time to meditate just feels like it does bring that sense of ease and peace. And what's more powerful than that to attract love is a sense of ease about it. That's attractive. When you see someone who's really just relaxed and in their body, that is really, really sexy.
What did we do for our first date? We went to a little wine bar called Secco Wine Bar, which I don't even know if it's still there.
No, it's closed now. But it was this cool little kind of almost European feeling space. And I got a wine, right? And you got a beer. And we sat and talked about how we'd gotten really comfortable with our aloneness. And the irony of that was that was the start of us coming together.
Yeah.
Is really cool.
Oh, so, and also this is one of the most amazing synchronicity stories that we have. While we were having this conversation, Magnificent Man who asked that question, we were really talking about this idea of embracing aloneness because we both had just come out from some pretty rough like emotional times, right? And both of us had really been kind of going within a lot
Prioritizing
of
taking care of ourselves,
yeah
self-care.
for months, and on the tail end of that period was when we had met, right? And then decided we wanted to go out on a date, whatever. So while we're having this conversation,
He asked me on a date.
yes, it came up for me, this poem by Hafiz. So I'm a spoken word poet. Ingrid got into spoken word poetry when we met and came together as well. But one of my favorite poets is Hafiz, um, a Sufi poet, right? And he's got some really, really beautiful poetry. And this one poem I shared with Ingrid on that date while we were having this conversation, and it goes, I believe it goes something like, I might not quote it exactly, but do not surrender your loneliness so quickly. Let it cut deep. Let it season your heart like no other divine ingredient can. Something missing in my heart tonight has made your eyes so soft, my heart so open, my need for God so complete. Something like that. I might have messed it up a little bit, but I remember reading that poem when I was in this space of like really valuing my alone time, and it alone time can be lonely, right? It can be a bit sad sometimes, right? Like as you're stepping away from maybe people that you have been spending time with or whatever. But I remember that poem touched me so much because I was like, wow, like, okay, this is something I can really embrace. This is something I can be grateful for and see the value of it and the growth and inside of it. So I shared that poem. Ingrid really liked it. It
I'm
became
like, who
kind of
is
a
this
thing that
guy
we talked about
sharing
a lot
poems
about.
on our first date about loneliness? I was like,
Yeah.
I'm into it.
It felt meaningful, right? But flash forward to about what? How many years later?
3 years later, total.
No,
What?
it was more than that. I think like
Oh,
4 years
I don't know.
later.
Time gets kind of
Four,
crazy.
4 years later, we're on our wedding night. We it's like 1:30 in the morning. We just had our wedding. We had our reception. It was so much fun, amazing wedding. And we're pulling up to the hotel that we're staying at on our wedding night. And literally it's like 1:30 in the morning, and as we're parking the car, there's one other car in front of us, right in front of the hotel, as we're pulling up to bring our stuff out. The license plate on the car that's sitting there is Hafiz. No shit, that not making this up. I have a picture of it, right? Like
That's one of the
that
craziest ones we did because that was so full
blew.
circle. Like the universe is like, I'm gonna wait 4 years for this one, but it's gonna be worth it. It's like,
Yeah,
how of all of the license plates that could have been on that car, Hafiz,
that was
something
one of the
so
craziest
specific
ones.
to us and so like powerful for us. And the thing that really brought us together, it was just this really nice like wink, like,
Yeah.
hey, like,
And something that Hafiz would totally do
right.
too, if you are familiar with his style of poetry. It's very much like kind of the divine jokester kind of thing
Right.
of always talking about, the way that love and the divine and life likes to kind of give you little winks and cheeky little signs
And the
that
romance of it too, because it's also
yeah,
beautifully written. So that was like really, really
that was
cool.
crazy.
So that's a good reminder to like, I love the idea of having a little notebook. You can get those little mini ones to carry around with you. And like throughout this week, even as you're going through the time until the next meditation, write down any little thing that affirms that love is on its way to you. It will amplify this experience, and more synchronicities are going to happen.
Love the idea of living in the countryside with a little waterfall cave that you run off and escape to together. I love that. Love waterfalls. I got to hang out in some beautiful, beautiful waterfalls while I was in Thailand.
And I
Um,
also love the idea of embracing separation because
yeah,
it's a beautiful ebb and flow dance. Like relationship isn't about being like together all the time. It's about having that beautiful flow of togetherness and apartness and coming and flowing, and all of life does that. It's like the change of seasons. Like everything has a season, everything has its time. And that's a part of it. That's part of the beauty. That separateness is a part of what the dance of love is. So I love that comment.
And being out in the mountains, yeah, whatever it is, and finding ways, like we said, to bring these visions into your now experience is another really powerful way to keep this energy going. If you're seeing, for whatever reason, waterfalls in your vision, and every time you meditate, go find a waterfall that's near you and just go sit there, go meditate there, go, hear the sound of it, bring it into your right now to, you know, to be embodying the things that are
That's a good
coming to
point,
you.
because I would always, sorry to interrupt you, but I just want to mention this. I'd always visualize like meeting a guy in like a Whole Foods, like for people who know this, like a natural food store, like that has healthy foods, like a grocery store that has like natural foods, or like a library, or like a Barnes and Noble or something. Those are places I always visualized. And cut to the time where a friend of mine actually invites me to come to this class that she's teaching that was taking place inside a natural food store. Now, at the time, I wasn't thinking about that combination, but I just said I was saying yes to a lot of things in my life. So, of course, this is where we met. So it ended up actually being true. Like the idea of meeting someone in this natural food store actually happened without me even thinking about it. So
Yeah,
I agree with following those little breadcrumbs, and not for the purpose of like looking for them either, but for the
right,
purpose of it feels right to you.
right. But it is true that if you are putting yourself in the environments where you feel that energy really palpably, and where you feel really like your heart energy really turned on, then you will naturally find yourself surrounded by other people who are also in that same energy, who are also interested in the same things. And it's a good way to, you know, put yourself in alignment with it. So
Um,
we're right about at an
yeah.
hour today, and this has been lovely as always. Like we've said before, we're going to keep these Sunday live meditations going. And if you want to support, the super chats are a way to do it. Our Patreon is a way to do it. And if you want to dive even deeper with these kinds of processes of bringing, magnetizing, embodying love, so that we can, just have more love energy in our lives, hit us up on twinsoulpoets.com, the love coaching tab, and book a session with us. And email us, message us on Instagram if you want to be part of this group coaching that's coming up in the new year. We got only 10 spots available, and already some spots are being taken. So definitely hit us up now. Let us know what your intention for love is when you message us. And if it's in alignment, we're we're putting that group together right now. So that is something you definitely do not want to miss out
Right.
on.
It's
It's
going to
going to
be
be,
like this same energy here,
yeah,
but amplified.
similar to this, but we will have specific practices,
Right.
specific exercises that we will also be incorporating, the kinds of exercises that we've been doing and having amazing results with our private coaches. We've also got some testimonial videos that will be coming out soon, of people that we've been working with for a while who had just amazing transformations, amazing results from not only visualizing things, but also some of the work that we do with our clients is figuring out, part of the process of getting into alignment is really highlighting and finding what is active for me that's not in alignment. What are the things that are blocking me from feeling this feeling now,
Subconsciously.
that are
Right.
maybe I can have an amazing meditation like this, but then for whatever reason I find myself not feeling that energy. I'm feeling really disconnected the next day or
Mhm.
even later that day. How can I build more habits of staying in it? Right, these are the kinds of things that we work on with our clients, and there's some really effective, tried and true ways that we've found for pinpointing what might be in the way and helping us to rewrite those stories.
Yes, and I just want to remind that I've seen a couple people say that they are in there, they want to be a part of this group. Remember to please either message us on Instagram or send us an email,
Yeah.
h.i.twinsouls@gmail.com. I think I put it in the chat, but I don't know if it
Hmm.
popped up.
I'm putting it in
But
again.
yeah, please
This is our email, and we are
just
at
let us
Twin Soul
know.
Poets on Instagram if you want to message us there
Yes,
as
and just
well.
let us know why it is you want to be a part of this group. Like we said, this is like being kind of curated. We want to bring in people who really are ready to show up for themselves and for the group as well. So it's really important that we know what your intention is coming in to make sure it's in alignment with what we're wanting to offer. Also, please, once we're done with this, please like this video if you've made it this far. Make sure you hit that like button. And also, once this goes to a regular video, feel free to go and comment there, because for some reason, like the chats that happen live don't show up as comments. Well, so you can look at the chat history, but in terms of comments on the video, because that also helps our algorithm boost it and get to more people. So please go and comment something you got out of this today.
Yeah, that's a great spot. The comment section is a great spot to come in and share anything that happens during the week that feels synchronistic, that feels like, wow, like that was my vision coming to life, starting to be actualized. Put that in the comment section on this video, if anything like comes into being that was really exciting for you this week.
And we'll put that video too.
Cheers to the video. Cheers to 100,000 subscribers.
Yes,
Hannah.
Thank you, Hannah. We accept that.
We are accepting that. We're claiming that. We are embodying that, and see it happening.
2023,
so really see that 100K next
or heck before 2023. Look, all we need is one video to pop off, guys. Please share. Like when you have a video that you've watched on here that you've liked a bunch of times or watched multiple times, please send it to other people. Share it, because all we really need is one video to do super well, to be a viral video in order to get into this 100,000 subscriber space. It's really not that big of a goal in the grand scheme of things, and so I believe that it's easier to reach than we think, and I think it's closer than we know.
The group, to Magnificent Man, the group is going to be once we have our group together and we get everyone signed up and we get everyone all paid for and everything, we will have a private Zoom link that will be sent out to everyone that is in that space. So messaging us, letting us know you're interested, we'll be reaching back out to those people with a more specific breakdown of what exactly you can be expecting from the group coaching, how to get signed up, and all the information will be on that. You'll kind of get the information packet sent to you.
Yeah, that'll be sent out probably within the next couple of weeks, because this isn't going to start until sometime in January, and we'll have the date in the next few lives. So thank you guys so much. Once again, I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all have an awesome week. Feel free to reach out anytime with any questions, thoughts, or inquiries about this group coaching that's coming up. And we look forward to seeing you next week, doing another awesome visualization meditation together, or maybe we'll do a Q&A. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely have some Q&As coming up soon too. Yeah. Just a chance for you guys to get to know us better, to ask us any questions. We've got some definitely check out some of our most recent videos about the sacred sexuality and this course that we did with Jade Lotus. That was all about becoming a super lover, mainly geared towards men. There's some fascinating material and information in those. If you have any kinds of questions that you want to ask about that course, about what our experience was like going through this 6-week process with her and learning all these things, I can tell you, man, I have so much to say about it. And we had an hour-long interview with her in our last video, and it's felt like we could just talk all day. It's so much to talk about there. So we definitely want to talk about those kinds of things more. We want to answer your questions, and
see you guys next time. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Mwah.